Hello everybody, welcome back to Scratchy Adam and welcome to Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group YouTube hop. That is quite a mouthful. This is a new hop which is hosted and organised by the awesome Sarah Scraps, who runs the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group, and it's just a happy, scrappy little group that is all about using up your stash, rediscovering your stash. She hosts a spending freeze twice a year, does monthly product focuses, lots of challenges, lots going on. And last month, Sarah asked if anybody would like to join in with any kind of hop, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube or the Facebook group. And obviously, loads of people said yes because Sarah is awesome. So you will recall, if you're a regular around here, that I joined in last month, and last month's focus was new and old. This month's focus, I'll give you two guesses of what it may be. Yes, it is washi tape. And as you can see, I have a lot of washi tape. I have these 4-litre boxes from the Really Useful group. They are fantastic for storing washi. Now they do have a washi insert that you can buy as well. I don't have that, and in all honesty, I find I can fit more in these boxes without it. But if you are the kind of person who needs things to be a little bit more ordered, then they do those inserts. I've recently sorted out my washi. They used to just be thrown in a few drawers and I was never using it, and I decided I want to try and use some, so this is the result. And I do also have some kind of swatch which we will get to in a little bit. So I have 5 of these boxes. Now I think I vaguely recall mentioning in a previous video that I have about 300, 400, 500 rolls of washi. And that is the case. However, what I will say is some of them are like teeny tiny thin and designed for like Happy Planner. So I don't have a ton of, pop them back in there. I don't have a ton of like American Crafts washi or anything like that. It is a huge variety of washi. I have got rid of a lot, so it's probably closer to around the 300 mark. This is the completeness of my washi collection that you can see. So I'm just bringing that one into full focus so you can see it, and that one, and that one. So as I say, 5 of these which are almost complete in this tidy manner, apart from this one because I don't have enough to complete a row, so these ones just keep falling over, so I just let them fall over. And these are like my plain rainbow coloured ones. So apart from them, everything else is in order and organised and tidy, and it makes me very happy. It means it's easier to see what I've got, so I can just pull out. I've written on the side washi tape, washi box number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just easier to see. I have organised them to an extent, as in we've got stripes, we've got dots, we've got plain, we've got icons, we have got thick, we have got floral, we have got rainbows, we have got grid and stuff like that, we've got metallics, we've got wood grain and mixed media, and we've got text and words. It's a very rough sort of organisation of it. I couldn't really think how to do it. I was going to do it by colour, but it's quite hard because there's a lot of multicolour. So yeah, that's how I went with it in the end. So the product focus for this hop and for October in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group is, of course, washi tape. I can't wait to see what people do with this, what layouts they create, what they create. It's all about rediscovering your stash. So far as I'm aware, Sarah Scraps is cool with whatever anybody wants to create. I think it'll be predominantly scrapbook layouts as usual, but there may be an odd card or something else in there as well. I'm going to do something a little bit different, and it's actually going to then be followed up by another video where we're going to use what we're going to do today. And I thought I would give you around, give or take, 30 different ideas on how you can use washi tape in your scrapbooking. Some of these are just ideas I've come across as I've been scrapbooking over the last 3.5 years. Some of them I've seen online, some of them I've read about, some of them I've seen, some of them I've sort of just thought about as I've been sat here now. So all sorts of different ones like that. I'm not saying these are new ideas. This is just a summary and a overview of ideas that I find useful or I thought whilst compiling this list are actually quite funky and are great for getting your stash used, which is what it's all about. So I am going to move these away because I can't work with them there. I'm just going to put these behind me and on the floor, I think, because I need to be able to get to them easily. Okay, so I have my ideas written down. I have some extra bits and bobs. So let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing I thought of, which actually kicked off this video, and I was going to create a layout using these photos, which were actually taken today, and I was also going to use a memorabilia card from Crazy Golf. So that is a project we will do as a result of this video, as a follow-up. But this is a cut file. It's just a bog standard cut file from the Cricut store. It's not designed by anybody specific. It's just available for Cricut members. Just search product here. Just search image for moon and you will find it easily enough. So the first idea that I would like to give you, and again, it's not a new idea, but it's just an idea I come up with, is a great way to back your cut file. So what I would suggest you choose, I don't know, 3 or 4 different washies. So let's go with that one. Let's go with... You are going to have to bear with me as well because I am going to faff about, guys, and I can't help it. It's just the way I am. Let's go with these 2. This one here. Okay, so let's go with these 5 actually. So I have got a couple of simple stories and a couple of other ones. This is AliExpress, I think. It's just like a plain sort of grid. So we've got our 5 washies. So there are 2 ways. So this is 2 ideas. First up, you could back the cut file. So this is the cut file, this is the moon, and what you are going to do is simply get your washi tape. I've actually just pulled out 3 other ones for this part. So get your washi tape. So I've got a Vicky Boot in a Paige Evans and a Doodlebug washi tape. I don't know how the heck I remember this when I can't remember what I did this morning. And you're simply going to back the cut file. It's going to take you a little bit of time. It depends how intricate your cut file is, but you're just going to use your washi and take the cut file, whatever shape that may be. This will work with any kind of cut file. Obviously, depending on what kind of cut file it is, it will take you longer. I've got a moon, so it's a relatively easy shape. And you're just going to cover the entire cut file with washi tape. It's a great way to potentially use quite a big chunk of washi tape, depending on how big your cut file is. And you can go random, so you could, if you like, I've chosen 3, you could keep going in that order, or you could mix it up. I think I am going to go in a kind of order because I don't usually do things ordered. So we're just going to come up like this, and basically continue on. I'm not going to do it all, because if I finish every idea out of these 30 that I hope I can think of, then we are going to be here a very long time. Don't get me wrong, this is going to be a long video, but if you're a regular around here, firstly, thank you. If you're new around here, then welcome. But, you know, I'm not exactly known for my quick videos, but I don't want it to be extra long. So you're just going to keep going. You're going to back the entire cut file, and you're just going to keep on going until it's all filled, really covered. Then you have got a cutout shape, whatever your cut file is, whether it be a heart. Now you will get to tricky parts of your cut file, such as this part, which has got like a few different pieces. What I would suggest is fold over as much as you can. So I folded that there, and then simply cut around it like so. Don't worry, don't strive for absolute perfection, because sometimes you're not going to get it, and that's okay. Now I'm actually going to break my rule, not rule, but what I just said, and I'm going to, rather than use this thick one here, because it's only a little bit, I'm going to use this one, which is one of my favourite ever washies from Doodlebug Hello, the original Hello collection. I don't know what it is. I think it must be the blue, because I do love the colour blue. I just love the washi tape, and I do have a couple of rolls of it. But, surprise, surprise, I don't use it. So now I'm going to fold that over, and there you have your backed cut file. Okay, and then obviously just keep going. So I'm going to put that to one side. I will finish that later, and we will complete a layout using this cut file in another video. So that is idea number 1. Idea number 2 is to back the negative of the cut file. So here we have the remnants of our cut file. Again, it's a very basic shape I have cut out. It's basically a moon. What we're going to do is we're going to get our cut file, place it back in side our shape, take out that, and I just want to draw very roughly. As you can see, it's like very badly. So I just want to get an idea of where that's going. Now you can see the back of that cut file, just to say that it's being stuck down, guys. It doesn't need to be neat, just go with it. Go with it. Now for this, it's the same sort of principle. So you're going to get your washi tape, and rather than back a cut file, or rather than cover a cut file, you're going to cover the backing, like the back sheet. So obviously, because I've cut the shape out of that, I need something to stick this on. So I've just got a piece of 12 by 12 textured white cardstock, and I'm now just sticking the washi over where the shape goes. Now I'm going to do it a little bit different, in that we're going to put these on a little bit of a slant. No other reason than just to be a bit different, really. So we're just going to keep on going. I'll do one repeat of the 5 washies just to show you what I mean, and then we will move on. Because honestly, guys, we will be here a long time if I do everything. If this isn't your kind of video, totally understand, because we're not completing a single project, rather we are going through and we're starting a lot of projects, because Adam doesn't have enough half-finished projects. But you know, it'll just go into the unfinished project series that we're doing, so that's okay. But I will come back and we will do some more videos showing projects using these. Now you can see here we've had to come quite far down because it peaks out here. I don't know how much of that we're actually going to see, but obviously I didn't want to take the risk, so we're using our washi up. So you can see doing it this way, because I am being quite cautious in how much I'm using, you're actually going to make a decent dent in your washi stash. Now what you could do is limit yourself to 3 or 2. Personally, I think you need at least 2 just to get the yeah, you definitely need at least 2, but you need at least 3 just to get a bit of variety going. But it could quite easily work with just a couple if you really want to focus on using a particular washi. Now I'm going to pop that here. Okay, so that is this one started. So let me just put these washis to one side, and now when we put this cut file on here, you can see that that is now backed, and you can see when we finish it that will give us another layout. So out of this cut file we've now got 2 layouts ready to go using washi. So that is idea number 2, and again that can be worked with all manner of cut files. Go crazy, have a trial and error. So for idea number 3, this can be used on its own. It could be used for a card, a scrapbook layout, it could be used for a planner, it could be used as an embellishment, it could be used for all sorts. Excuse me. But I am going to start off a layout with this idea. So we've got 12 by 12 cardstock. I picked out 5 more washis, and we're going to start with this one, which is a wood grain from Chamel. And for this one, we are simply going to create ourselves a sign. So like a wooden sign. So there is our wooden post, and then we're just going to create the sort of actual signs. Now for this you can choose. You could just go all out random, so you could have the torn edges. That's what I'm going to do because A, it's quicker, and B, I like that look. But you could also create proper, when I say proper, like sort of tail them, fishtail them, whatever you call them, fishtail banner. You could create that. You could like sort of not corner them, but give them a fancy edge. There is all sorts you could do basically to finish them off. But that is what I am going to do for this one. And then we're just gonna, I've probably put too much green there now. Brown. We're just gonna go up here and create ourselves a little sign. Now what I will do when we use this to create ourselves a layout, I will add journaling to this. So at the minute it probably looks a little bit random, and you're probably thinking I've lost the plot and it's a rubbish idea, and that's fine. But when we create a layout together, hopefully I can show you that yes, it can work. Honest, I haven't lost my mind completely, not completely just yet. So I'm going to add 1, 2 more, like so, and the last one we're just going to do quite small at the top, like so. And I just want to take a little bit of this brown off. So there is our sign. Now, as I say, on its own, it looks pretty random and pretty rubbish, I'm not going to lie. But come back when we create a layout and I will show you. Now that could equally be a Christmas tree, it could be a tree, it could be anything at all, but for us this is going to be a sign. So that is idea excuse me, number 3. I'm going to put it upside down just so I've got more room. Now idea number, I'm lost now, number 4 is along the same principle, but we are going to create a kind of washi shelf, can't talk. So for this, I'm going to just go and use this Doodlebug Hello, because it's there and I don't want to end up with all my washi out my boxes. And I am going to place this in the center of my layout. Roughly, you know, I don't do measuring. And then I'm going to add another one. So we'll use Vicky Boot and Print Shop for this because I think it matches quite well. And I want that one to be slightly longer. And now for me, I like to add a thinner piece along there. So let's add a Vicky Bootin text one. This one just says little details. I'm sorry, but I can't remember what collection it's from, but I know it's Vicky Bootin. So let's see. So we can go to there. And then I'm going to pop that on the join of our 2 washies. Just gives us a little bit of extra detail there. Okay, so now what we have created is a little shelf, a base for a layout. So we can very easily add a couple of photos onto the shelf like so. A couple of embellishments here, a title here, and you've got yourself a layout. Pretty quick, pretty easy. And the washi has kick-started your design. And this could be adapted for all sorts of designs. Personally, it's just going to be based on what washi you use, isn't it? So you can mix it up as much as you want. So that is idea number 4. I'm going to forget the numbers of these, by the way. Number 5 is a variation on this. Now, I'm not going to do this one purely because I'm going to end up with so many half-done things. But you could extend this. So it's a background of washi. Now, to get some really great ideas of this, go and watch State Goddess, aka Sandy. She does this quite a lot, and it's the stacked washi sort of idea. And all that is a continuation of this. So you would drag this up to the top and pull it down to the bottom. Now there are various ways you can do that. You can do it from top to bottom, literally cover the entire sheet. You could do it just so they're here and have various lengths, so it's all a bit random. And you could just start here and finish here, so it's centered in the middle. You could do it this way, you could do it that way, you could do it diagonally, you could do it just to the left or just to the right or just to the bottom or just to the top. You could do it quite randomly like this, so you could literally have it like this but turn it and then either continue it or just have it fully blocked there. You could also create different styles of background. So what I mean when I say that is you could drag this, I probably should have done these really, but I can't do them all. You could just drag it up to the top, as I say. So create yourself a background with washi, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Stop complicating it, Adam. Number 6 is the same sort of principle as this, but what we're going to do is we're going to create banners coming down from the top. So basically from all along the top, from left to right, different lengths, you're going to have washi coming down, and you're going to create yourself a little border at the top. You could do it on one edge and then it could be the top, the right, the bottom or the left. You could do it all the way around, so you create yourself a frame. That's quite a good idea, and that is something that I may well do. Number 7 is I am going to add this on here, and And this one, number 7, is simply using washi for your journaling. Now you can do this in a couple of different ways. You may have washi tape like this, which is Amy Tangerine, and this has the days of the week, the months of the year, and the dates. And you could use that in strips, so like I will show you in a minute. Or you may have blank washi such as this one, which you could excuse me, add in strips like this. So let's add 3. We've got 1, 2, 3, and now you can write on it. I'm obviously not going to do that because I don't know what this layout is yet, but you can now write 3 different lines of journaling, and you're using your washi as sort of a base layer for your journaling. Now with this one, you would simply use it however it is intended, whether it has words on it. With this one, you circle what date it was, what day it was, what month it was, and hey presto, you have got yourself a washi date. Now this was from Amy Tangerine Late Afternoon, but I have seen these style of washis various different places. I think scrapbook.com have got some, so you can always grab that if you like. But of course, remember, we're all about rediscovering our stash, so don't go out buying loads of washi. Tip number 8 is to use washi to add interactive elements to your pages. So we're going to build up this layout, and I am going to show you what I mean. So what I mean by that is I should be a little bit more prepared. Yeah, I should be a bit more prepared. So we have basically, if we were wanting to create ourselves a little pocket, or a little flip rather, then we could use our washi and very, very simply add it over our element that is going to flip, like so, turn it, and now we have ourselves a handy dandy little flip, and that washi has done the work for us. See what I mean? So very, very easy. Now equally, if you wanted to continue that on, you could just get a bit arty with it, and you could have it like so, and create a kind of frame almost, but not. Now you've created yourself a little pocket using the washi. Now that's coming up a bit because I've not stuck it properly. So now you've created yourself a little pocket. So idea number, it's written on here, whatever if that number is, 8, is to use your washi to add an interactive element to your layout. And there are various ways you can do that. Now, those of you that watched my scrap backwards video from this week, I noticed a comment from Steph asking if I can do a video showing you how I added interactive pages. So that is coming this week, and I will show you, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in that video if that's something that interests you. Number 9 is useful ways to use washi. So there are various ways for this. If you have got if you're gutting your paper, so if you were cutting out an internal part of it, you could use your washi to cover the join on the back. If you are using traditional brads, once you've popped them through and you've split them at the back, use a bit of washi, such as, I would say use your least favourite washi, and then wherever the brad comes out, just use a bit of washi to cover it like that, because it doesn't matter what the back of our layouts look like. And I think we all have washi that we're, either we like, but we're never going to use all of that, or washi that you don't like. So get it used, make it useful. Idea number 10. Idea number 10 is quite a simple one. Get your background paper, so your sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock, and create yourself a page border. So I have got these 2 washi tapes. One of them is a black and white, which is unbranded, I think it's from a local craft store in the UK, and one is Vicky Bunting. And we're simply going to use 2 strips of each to create ourselves a page border. And I've just wasted a bit of that, but hey, we want to use it up. So you simply want to pop it down on your layout. Like so. And create yourselves 2 strips, top and bottom, with each one. So like so like this, and then with this one, which I love because I am a bit obsessed with plus signs, we're then gonna go like so. Now it's up to you how you do it. I have done it in a bit of a funky kind of way. I'm not sure why I've done it like that, but hey ho, I have. I'm actually gonna bring that one like so. And now you have got yourself a page border. So that is idea number 10 and another part of the project. Idea number 11 is the same sort of principle, but on your layout to create your base, you are simply going to create a grid, and you're going to create your grid out of washi tape. So some people do stitching, some people draw lines, some people don't draw anything and just actually make the grid with their elements, whether it be photos, journaling, stickers, embellishments, whatever. But you could use washi tape and create yourself a grid. Now I am well aware that that is not perfect. You can use a T-square ruler and perfect it as much as you like, but that is the idea. And you could take this in as many ways. You could make it a wonky grid, you could do it at a diagonal, you could do it smaller, all sorts of different ways. But idea number 11 is make a grid for your background. Number 12 is quite a funky one. Let me just go and get a sheet of cardstock. So idea number 12, I have prepped a little bit. So stick some washi strips onto, I've just used thin cardstock, and then grab out your border punches. Grab out those border punches and you can create yourselves whatever borders you want simply by utilizing your washi, and it really personalizes it because you can do it in whatever style you want. All that you are limited by is the border punches you've got and the washi you've got, and it's a great way to use up strips of washi. So you then end up with something like this. So that is that side, but equally you've also got that side. And I'll just do one more just to show you what I mean. So that was a scalloped one, of course. And then we could also use a fancier one. So I've just pulled out, which one? This one, which is a Martha Stewart border punch. I've not used this one for ever. And we're just going to punch down like so. And it just gives a really funky look to your project. So let me just add in the last one. So you can see that you've then got this. Let me just pop it on here. You've got yourself a funky border. So basically use your washi to create border strips in whatever pattern design that you like. Idea number 13 is almost the same as that. Is you're going to layer washi on a sheet of paper. Just some white cardstock will absolutely work like this, and then grab out your dies and die cut it. You can create whatever shapes and styles you want with your dies and washi. Mix it up, use different washi, and create elements for your pages and create your own die cuts using your washi. Idea number 14 is a nice, simple and easy one. So I'm going to use this cut file, which we will be using on a layout. So I'm going to be using this on a layout sort of like this. And then what you can do is you can use your washi to add torn strips for texture. So not only are you going to tear your washi like that, but tear it in half and just go rough. Don't try and be exact, just get it going like this. And then you can build those washi layers up, so then you end up with a torn piece at both sides. And you can really literally just tear so it is completely random. Build up the styles, build up the layers, and you will get yourself some lovely texture going on. So I'm just going to stick that one there like so, and now you can see we've layered a few of them, and now we've got ourselves a lovely textured block. So use your washi to create textured elements on your layout. Number 15 is to create a background patchwork layout. Now it's slightly harder but not impossible, because what you want to do is you want to take your washi. This is the simplest idea that I've had. Now we're just going to add some random, because I'm not going to use this on a layout purely because I'm just using the washi that I've already got out there. I know it's wasteful, but it's not like I've not got enough. So, you know, I am using up my stash and rediscovering my washi stash by showing you guys this video, which hopefully at least one person finds useful. And I will be a happy chappy if that is the case. So what you're going to do for your patchwork is create lots of different strips of washi like this. So you would just keep going and then add another one coming down here, add another one going further up there, add a little one here, add another one, and so on. Now what you can do, if you want to make it straight, you can then take your ruler and just very, very gently go over the washi with a craft knife, like so. And then peel back. Let me just turn these over, like so. The back of my layouts when I use washi always look a mess. And then you're just going to peel these off very gently. Just make sure you don't like stick your washi down like this. I don't know what that sound effect was. I do apologise. So use your craft knife to peel up the washi, and then you've got yourself a perfect line. And now what you can do then is grab your washi, and you would imagine this is going all the way. You would then use a strip to come this way, like so, and then just keep going like that, keep going randomly like so, and then so on and so forth. So create yourself a patchwork background. It's idea number 15. Number 16 is a design element, is what I've said. So I have basically, as my example, I'm going to show you a chevron, but in all honesty, you could do whatever the heck you like, because it is the same principle. You're just going to change it accordingly. So let's just layer up a few washi strips. I'm just going to use these random ones again, but I would say choose at least 3. I always think 3 is a good number for washi. It gives you a good variety. But just choose whatever you've got. If you are a kind of scrapper that always scraps with a collection, so you've got a pack of washi from Vicky Booten, then there's 8 in that, so you might want to use 8. Or you might just want to choose 4 of them or whatever. Do what makes you happy, but equally you could focus on a couple to really use them. So build up your stacked washi, and then you're going to pull out your ruler and your craft knife again. Use a metal ruler if I were you. I've just pulled this one out because I'm lazy. And then we're going to find roughly the middle. Again, we're not doing this exact. And the same sort of principle, we're just going to lightly cut and again, I'm not doing this to be exact, so it's not going to be a perfect shape, but you will at least get the idea. And then peel back the washi from where you've cut it, like so. And as I say, you could do this with any shape. Now I've pulled a bit of paper off there, that's because I stuck it down a bit too hard. But you then have yourself a little triangle, chevron, whatever you want to call it. You could then add in another one. So you could do a strip all along and then cut there, cut here, and so on. So add yourself a little design element using your washi. Another idea, which I am conscious that time is ticking, but let's just continue on. People will stick with this video if they really want to, and if you really don't want to, I completely understand. Grab yourself some twine, grab yourself some washi. You are going to put your washi down on the table, desk, whatever, if you can. It's always hard to do because it's sticky. Who'd have thought it? And then pop your twine on top, fold your washi over, and can anybody guess what we're creating? That's right, we've got ourselves some bunting, and you would just continue that along. Now you could fancy it up if you want, and you could fishtail it like so and create yourself some fancy bunting, and then you can add it to a layout and really go to town on that. So create yourself some party elements such as bunting. Another good idea is, let's just go back to this one. Let me grab just going to grab 3 plain colours. So we've got pink, green and blue. This has become our washi idea page. Who'd have thought that is a thing? And go along your page or wherever you want to place it and add in your washi. So I'm just going to do 3, but you could drag this along the whole page very easily. And again, I'm also doing torn because I love that look. I'm not a perfection hunter when it comes to scrapping, but by all means just cut them. You could use your craft knife like I showed you with the chevron and cut them straight if you so wish, but for now I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to fold them over. So another party element that you could create, so this is like a sub idea of idea 17, is candles. So now you would go along wherever you want to put them, and then it depends how you want to do it. You could use marker pens, fancy dancy, I've got alcohol marker pens now. Or you could use paint or whatever. Just to give you the idea, I'm just going to use the brush end of these markers, and we're just going to sort of go like this. Now obviously I would do a better job than that if this was for real. Just use some yellow paint, yellow marker, yellow crayon, whatever you like. Grab yourself a pen, add in a little black line, and you've got yourself some candles. So another great way of using up some of your washi tape there. Now, idea number 18 is another little fandy dandy element. I'm just going to stick with this washi. Grab yourself a cocktail stick or a stick of some description. If you are using a cocktail stick, please be careful. Don't stab yourself like I did, because it hurts. And you're just going to make yourself a washi flag banner thing. So fold it over in the same way that we did the twine, really. You're just going to fold these over. I haven't done it particularly well. I'm conscious of time, so I'm rushing a little bit. But obviously, if I was doing this for real, then we would take a little bit more care. So then you're going to create like this, and then if you add another strip here, just to show you. So then you've got that there, and now you can add a little fancy schmancy little edge to the banner, and you've got yourself a little embellishment piece that you can add to your layout. So make yourself a little wooden washi banner. Number 19 is a circle heavy layout. Now this is one of my favourites. So idea number 19, I have prepped a little bit, so I've just used these washi to do it here. So fill in a sheet and grab out your circle punches and punch out some circles using your washi. Now, there are different ways. You could punch them after. So you could washi them after you punch them. Personally, I just find it easier to do it this way. You have to be a bit brutal with your circle punch. Just depends what circle punch you've got, really. But what you want to do is create lots of circles using your washi. So along that line, let me just get a couple of different sized ones. So we've got those. I love this washi from Vicky Boot and Fernwood and Paige Evans. Let me just cut along there. And you're going to get, depending on where you punch, you're going to get different shades, you're going to get different colours, and it's going to look so beautiful. I love this idea. And now what you can do is, let me just move this out of the way. We will keep that because I'm sure we'll be able to use it. You can create yourself a circle heavy layout for idea number 19. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these circles and layer them up. Now what you could also do, just to bring in different textures, different styles, is bring in other circular elements within the design. So whether that be flare, whether that be enamel darts, whether that be buttons, whatever it may be. So we might get some of these. This is newness. So if we were to get some of these flare, for example, you can then, they are quite cute, sorry, just got to take a moment there. You can then add those in like so, and just build yourself a circle heavy layout using washi as your base. Equally, this could work with other shapes as well. If you're not a fan of circles, punch out stars, punch out hexagons, whatever shape you've got will work. And we will create a layout using those later down the line. Idea 20 is another layout starter, and that is to create a rainbow. So I have these are from Kenji. Now I don't know if that's a worldwide store, whether it's just UK or I think it's a Japanese store. But what you can do if you have, not necessarily even if you have plain, I am using plain just to illustrate my point a little easier, but grab out a washi that represents each colour of the rainbow. So I have got solid colours because it's easier, and then you can do it in a variety of ways. I am going to go along the whole wonky route here, and we're going to create ourselves a rainbow of stripes. Now this would equally work beautifully with non-solid colours as well. So don't be afraid of trying this if you only have patterned washi or whatever washi you have, because it absolutely will work. It will just give you a different finish, a different design, a different look, and that is amazing. So you're just going to keep on going. I'm going to finish 7 colours. I know that I probably put these 2 colours the wrong way round, but it's the way I want them, so it's happening. So like that, and I've done that at a very wonky angle. And that's been done on purpose because we will build a layout out of this. But create yourselves a rainbow of colour stripes using your washi. And we're on the final 10, guys. Final 10, can we keep it under an hour? Let's try. Number 21, make yourself some embellishment clusters. Cut out a 2x12 inch piece of cardstock. Use your washi in whatever manner you like. So try pulling your washi off fully first, that might help. When I say that, you could try and not stick it everywhere. You could add your washi like so. You could add your washi like so. You could add it going up and down like this. You could just do alternating stripes. You can't see that, but you could do alternating stripes. So use your washi as base layers for some border and embellishment clusters. You could use circles, stars, whatever shape, and then add in some other layers. So maybe you have some stickers that could work, and build in some embellishment clusters, much like the ones that we did for my Disney embellishment clusters. So like this, you could just replace certain elements of these with washi tape. So idea 21 is to make yourself some embellishment clusters. Idea 22 is a title highlight, I've called it. Now the idea of this is to create something like this. So like a block, and then grab your title, so whether that be a wood title, thickers, stickers, cut file, whatever the heck you like, and you're going to use this as your title block. So just as an example, I've got this acrylic and we're going to highlight our title on our washi. So you're using it as a title block. So that's idea 22. Idea 23 is colour matching your tiny embellishments to your washi tape. This is a fun idea. So just to illustrate this, I've got these from Bella Boulevard. Now what you could do is, let's use these 3 as an example. So we've got green. So let's look here. Have we got a tiny green heart? Yes, we have. Now, instead of these being candles, these just become washi strips, and I am simply adding in different colour embellishment to finish each strip. And now this is a great one that you could do if you were excuse me, if you were doing a strip of washi all along different lengths. You could use these stickers just as finishing touches all along your layout. Now I know this isn't a match at all, but then what you would end up with is lots and lots of patterns, colours, and you've colour matched your tiny embellishments with your washi, which gives your washi a bit of a complete look. Idea 24 is something that I have done, and that is make yourself a washi swatchbook, because I don't know about you, but I always forget what washi I have, and if I forget what washi I have, it means washi not getting used. So I spent a couple of hours and I created myself this washi swatchbook, and it's got every washi that I've got, and they are separated by the boxes they are in. That's as far as the order goes, but you can see that these are all of the washis that I've got. You can do it smaller, don't get me wrong. You could stamp little boxes and put just tiny little pieces of washi in. You could do labels and put your washi within the label, but I just thought this was the better way of doing it. I'm not short of washi and I get a good indication of how it looks. So make yourself a washi swatch box. Look at that, that makes me happy. Look how thin these are. So yeah, make yourself a washi swatch book is idea 24. Idea 25 is to create a washi sunburst. So I have cut a circle at the middle of this 12 by 12. You could create a bigger circle, or you could do this on a blank piece of cardstock. And all you can do is you're going to use your washi to create sunbursts coming out from the center of that circle. And you're going to go all the way around the page, and then you're going to end up with a sunburst. And then your layout can build from the center out using your washi. And this is the layout that I will probably come back and finish hopefully this weekend as part of this hop. It's not going to be up at the same time purely because of time. But you will then just keep going all the way around, fold these over as you go, just so you get that lovely finish. And then you're going to end up with a sunburst design going all the way around here, picture in the middle, few embellishments, and you've got yourself a nice and easy layout. So that is idea number 25, guys. Idea 26, and we're going to pull out this once again. You're going to use your washi to create frames. So very easily, it's a little bit like the grid layout, I suppose, but you're going to create some frames. And what you could then do is you could add a few. So I don't know, on this layout, for example, I don't usually waste washi like this, by the way. I'm sure I'm giving some of you palpitations by wasting stash, but I wanted to show you some of the ideas rather than just say them. So you could then create some sort of design. So for this one, I probably should have come a little bit further. I just want you to visualize it a little bit more. So then you're going to come all the way down like so, and then you've got yourself a little frame design going on. And now you can put your pictures in there, so you could do that once your pictures are already on there, and then build your layout from there. So create washi frames for your layout. Idea 27 is another one that is great. So I've kept this on the pre-cut mat, but you could create yourself a title. Now there are various ways to do this. So I don't know if you can see, but I have cut out the word hello, and you can cover these letters with washi, and you've got yourself a custom title. Now there are various ways you can do it. You could layer the washi before you get your machine to cut it, or before you cut it by hand, or you can peel off the letter like I just did, and then you can use your washi to fill out the letter once it's cut out. And I shall just show you what I mean by that. So you would then just build a top of that, like so. Obviously, this is only very rough, guys, because I'm showing you and we're an hour in, and I'm so sorry this video is so long. Hopefully you've stuck with it. If you have, congratulations. If you're skipping to the end, welcome back. But then you have something like that. So make yourself a title / alt quiz with some washi, and that is a surefire way of getting quite a bit of it used up as well. Let's see if we can get a bit of order going on here. Number 28 is utilising another item, and that is utilising your paper clips. Same principle as the thread, really, or the cocktail stick banners, or any of those sort of things, but you're going to make yourself little flag banners using paper clips. So you're going to go like this, fishtail it a bit, like so, and then you've got yourself a little paper clip washi banner, and you can layer, so you could add another one there and another one there, but you get the general gist of that idea, I hope. Number 29, we are nearly there, guys. So 29 and 30 are sort of intertwined, and that is to create some Christmas elements on your page. Okay, so there are various ways that you can do this. I'm going to show you one of them now. So taking these circles that we already have, cut yourself some circles. So stack up your washi, use your punch, get your circles, die cut them or punch them. Let's use these ones here just to illustrate my point. And what you're going to do, you're going to have them at various lengths. So let's use one of these big ones as well. So we're going to have them something like this. Then grab yourself some twine, thread, cotton, whatever you want it to be, like so, and you've got yourself some Christmas baubles. You could also use a strip of washi if you so wished to take the washi usage to the extreme. So that is some Christmas baubles for idea 29, and then idea 30/31 is to create a Christmas tree, Christmas gift, anything like that. So Christmas tree is very similar, hence why I'm not going to do it again, because we're over an hour now. Similar to this, that sort of idea, just pull it together a bit closer and make sure you go in that shape, and you've got yourself a Christmas tree, guys. Nice and simple. And Christmas gift is very, very similar. So create stacked washi in a square, put a bow on top, and you have yourself a gift. Just some ideas there for using up your washi stash. I hope you found this video useful. All of my videos won't be this long, I do promise. This one is particularly long and is perhaps a record for me, but hey ho. I wanted to do more of an ideas video, at least initially, for the hop, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will be back with a couple of projects using the ideas that I have featured in this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you've got a couple of tips, a couple of ideas. As I say, none of this is new stuff, none of it is rocket science. I'm not claiming to have invented all of this. I am just trying to bring lots of ideas together in one place for you. So if you have washi to use, grab it out your stash, rediscover it, and get it on a layout. Thank you to Sarah Scraps for inviting me to be part of this hop, or allowing me rather, and everybody else. It's amazing to see so many people getting involved and supporting Sarah, because she does a lot for the community, so it's great that we're able to pay it back by being part of this hop. And all of you guys can show Sarah how much she means to us by supporting the hop, hopping around, checking the description box down below, clicking along, liking, subscribing, commenting, engaging on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. It helps us content creators. Even a like, even a comment subscribe even more. It really does help all the content creators, so make sure you follow all of them as well. Thank you so much for watching, and if you stuck with me, well done. If you have fast forwarded to the end, well done. I will be back with some projects from this, scrap backwards, a video showing some interactive elements, and lots of other things. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.